struggling to stay focused, you're not alone. In a world full of distractions, maintaining sharp focus can feel impossible. But what if I told you it's something you can train your brain to do permanently? In this audiobook, we'll explore simple science-backed techniques to help you boost your focus and make it stick for the long run. Ready to take control of your mind and get more done? Let's dive in. Chapter 1. Master your attention by training your brain to focus. To truly master your attention, it's vital to understand that focus is not simply about forcing yourself to concentrate. It's about training your brain to sharpen and direct your mental energy toward a specific task or goal, effortlessly and efficiently. This requires understanding the inner workings of your brain, especially the regions responsible for attention, as well as recognizing how external factors like distractions, environment, and your mental state can affect your ability to stay focused. The brain, being malleable, can be trained to improve focus over time, but this requires persistence, knowledge, and intention. At its core, the human brain is wired to seek novelty and avoid boredom. The areas of the brain responsible for attention are in constant communication with those controlling motivation and reward systems. This dynamic relationship means that when you're working on something that excites you, your brain is more likely to stay focused. However, when the task becomes tedious or you're exposed to distractions, your brain's attention systems can easily be hijacked. This is why distractions are so pervasive in modern life. Our brain has evolved to find anything new or different more interesting than the task at hand. So, the question isn't whether distractions will arise, but how we can strengthen our ability to maintain focus despite them. There's no denying that attention has become a scarce resource in the digital age. With the rise of smartphones, social media, and the constant bombardment of information, we have trained our brains to switch between tasks rapidly, a phenomenon known as task switching. Neuroscientific research has shown that task switching, while seemingly harmless, actually reduces overall cognitive efficiency. When we switch from one task to another, the brain must reorient itself, which consumes cognitive resources. This constant shift can result in mental fatigue, decreased productivity, and the feeling that we are never truly focused on one thing. However, the good news is that this wiring of the brain is not fixed. Just like any muscle in your body, the brain can be conditioned and strengthened. By consciously training your attention, you can reprogram your brain to become more efficient at filtering out distractions, enhancing focus, and improving mental stamina. This process takes time and intentional effort, but the results are well worth the investment. To train your attention effectively, you must first understand what's happening when you attempt to focus. The prefrontal cortex, which governs executive functions such as decision-making, self-regulation, and goal-setting, plays a pivotal role in focus. It works hand in hand with the parietal cortex, responsible for directing your attention towards specific stimuli. Together, these brain regions filter out irrelevant information, allowing you to remain engaged in the task at hand. The challenge arises when these regions are overloaded or depleted. For example, when you're sleep-deprived, the prefrontal cortex becomes less efficient at regulating attention. Similarly, when you're stressed, anxiety can take over, clouding your focus and causing your mind to race. In such moments, the brain struggles to maintain focus, and the result is often a feeling of being scattered or mentally foggy. The key, then, is to build habits and techniques that support the functioning of these brain regions. This is where deliberate practice comes into play. By engaging in activities that challenge your attention and progressively increase their difficulty, you strengthen the neural pathways responsible for concentration. This is no different than training for a sport or learning a new skill. Repetition, gradual increases in difficulty, and focused practice lead to improvement. One of the most powerful methods for training your attention is mindfulness meditation. In this practice, you direct your focus toward a specific object, sound, or thought, and when your mind inevitably begins to wander, you gently guide it back to your point of focus. This simple exercise, done consistently, enhances your brain's ability to stay on task, even in the face of distractions. Studies have shown that regular mindfulness practice increases the thickness of the prefrontal cortex, thereby improving cognitive control and focus. Mindfulness not only strengthens attention, but also fosters greater self-awareness, allowing you to recognize when distractions arise and redirect your focus. In addition to mindfulness, physical exercise plays a crucial role in improving attention. Physical activity increases blood flow to the brain, providing it with the oxygen and nutrients necessary for optimal cognitive function. Exercise also stimulates the production of brain-derived neurotrophic factor BDNF, a protein that promotes the growth and survival of neurons. BDNF has been shown to enhance focus, learning, and memory, making regular physical activity a powerful tool for brain health and concentration. Even short bursts of exercise, such as a brisk walk or a few minutes of stretching, can help clear mental fog and refocus your mind. Sleep is another critical factor in attention regulation. It's during sleep that the brain consolidates memories, clears out metabolic waste products, and resets itself for the next day's challenges. Sleep deprivation impairs the brain's ability to focus, leading to decreased performance and poor decision-making. A consistent sleep schedule, with 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep each night, supports the brain's natural ability to focus and concentrate. Ensuring that you get adequate rest not only helps your brain function optimally, but also improves mood, resilience, and mental clarity. Nutrition also plays an essential role in your ability to focus. Your brain requires a steady supply of nutrients to perform at its best. Foods rich in omega-3 fatty acids, such as fatty fish, nuts, and seeds, support brain cell structure and function. Antioxidant-rich fruits and vegetables help protect the brain from oxidative stress, which can impair cognitive function. Additionally, staying hydrated is crucial for maintaining focus, as dehydration can lead to mental fatigue and reduced concentration. But perhaps the most significant factor in mastering attention is your mental state. If your mind is constantly anxious, stressed, or overwhelmed, it becomes increasingly difficult to focus. To overcome this, you must cultivate mental resilience. This involves developing emotional regulation skills, learning how to manage stress, and adopting a mindset that embraces challenges rather than shying away from them. Resilience is not about avoiding discomfort. It's about developing the ability to face distractions, setbacks, and obstacles with calm and clarity. One way to strengthen your mental resilience is by setting clear intentions. Knowing exactly what you want to accomplish and why gives your brain a purpose to focus on. When distractions arise, you can remind yourself of your goal, which serves as a grounding force to bring you back to your task. By consistently setting and achieving small goals, you build momentum, creating a sense of accomplishment that further strengthens your focus and discipline. Another effective strategy for mastering attention is to break tasks into smaller, more manageable steps. The brain is less likely to become overwhelmed when it can focus on one step at a time, and this approach allows you to maintain a steady flow of attention. Instead of thinking about an entire project, focus solely on the next task. This simple shift in perspective reduces cognitive load, and increases mental clarity, making it easier to stay focused for longer periods. Over time, you can increase the complexity of the tasks you focus on, gradually expanding your ability to concentrate. It's important to remember that this process takes time. Just as you wouldn't expect to build a muscular body overnight, you won't develop a laser-sharp focus without consistent practice. Focus is a skill that evolves with time and deliberate effort. The more you work at it, the more your brain will adapt, and the easier it will be to stay focused in any situation. Another tip is to make use of focus-enhancing tools and techniques. The Pomodoro technique, for example, involves working in intervals of 25 minutes, followed by a 5-minute break. After 4 intervals, you take a longer break. This technique capitalizes on the brain's natural rhythm, allowing you to maintain high levels of focus without burning out. Similarly, noise-canceling headphones or listening to white noise can help eliminate environmental distractions, creating an environment conducive to concentration. But no matter how many techniques you employ, the foundation of focus lies in self-discipline. You must be willing to consistently choose focus over distraction, even when it's difficult. Discipline doesn't mean forcing yourself to focus indefinitely. It means making the conscious choice to stay present and engaged with the task at hand, even when the mind wants to wander. Over time, this discipline becomes second nature, and focus becomes automatic. To reinforce this, consider tracking your progress. Keep a journal or use an app to monitor your focus sessions, noting when you were able to concentrate well and when distractions derailed your efforts. This will help you identify patterns in your behavior, allowing you to make adjustments and continuously improve your ability to focus. In conclusion, mastering attention is a journey of self-awareness, discipline, and practice. By understanding the science behind focus and applying the right techniques, you can rewire your brain to improve your attention and cognitive function. The key is consistent effort, regular practice, and a willingness to overcome distractions. As you continue to train your focus, you'll find that your ability to concentrate will improve, leading to increased productivity, greater mental clarity, and a stronger sense of control over your life. Chapter 2. Create an environment that fosters concentration and clarity. To truly master focus and concentration, it's essential to acknowledge that your environment plays a pivotal role in the effectiveness of your mental processes. The space you work, think, and live in can either enhance or hinder your ability to concentrate and achieve clarity. Neuroscience has shown us that our brains are highly responsive to the external stimuli around us, and that these stimuli significantly impact cognitive performance, emotional well-being, and mental clarity. The key is to shape your environment so that it supports and amplifies your focus, minimizes distractions, and creates a space where your mind feels at ease and empowered to perform at its best. Your environment impacts you far more than you might realize. When you enter a room, your brain processes the environment through a network of sensory inputs: sight, sound, smell, and touch. These sensory experiences are filtered through the brain's attention systems, which determine where your focus will go. If your environment is cluttered, noisy, or disorganized, your brain struggles to allocate attention effectively. This creates cognitive overload, impairing your ability to focus on any one task and leading to feelings of overwhelm and mental fatigue. On the other hand, when you cultivate an environment that is conducive to focus, the brain can more easily direct its attention toward the task at hand, leading to greater productivity and mental clarity. One of the most crucial aspects of an environment that fosters concentration is physical organization. A cluttered workspace not only increases stress, but also activates the brain's stress response systems, which competes with the cognitive resources needed for focus. When you walk into a space filled with disorganized piles of papers, scattered objects, or unfinished projects, your brain has to process all of this extraneous information. This ongoing mental processing demands energy and attention that could otherwise be used for the task at hand. Neuroscientific studies have shown that clutter negatively affects our executive function, which governs focus, decision-making, and problem-solving. To create an environment that promotes concentration, it's vital to reduce the number of unnecessary stimuli. Begin by decluttering your physical space. Keep only the items that are necessary for the task at hand. When you're working, have a designated space for everything and make sure that your desk or workspace remains tidy and organized. A clean, organized environment signals to your brain that it's time to focus and create, while a disorganized one triggers mental distraction. The act of organizing itself is also beneficial. It brings order to your environment and helps to clear your mind, creating a physical representation of mental clarity. It's not just about eliminating clutter, though. The space you work in should also be conducive to mental well-being. Light plays a significant role in the way your brain processes information. Natural light, in particular, has been shown to improve mood, increase alertness, and promote better cognitive function. Exposure to natural light increases serotonin levels in the brain, a neurotransmitter associated with mood regulation and focus. On the other hand, insufficient lighting, especially artificial lighting that lacks a natural spectrum, can induce fatigue and strain the eyes, leading to mental fog and a decline in cognitive performance. Whenever possible, position your workspace near a window where you can benefit from natural daylight. If this isn't feasible, consider using light bulbs that mimic the natural light spectrum. Bright, cool light during the day can help keep you alert, while warmer tones in the evening can signal to your brain that it's time to wind down. By optimizing your lighting, you align your environment with your brain's natural circadian rhythms, promoting focus during work and relaxation at night. Beyond lighting, sound is another crucial factor in creating an environment that fosters concentration. Noise pollution, whether from traffic, people, or background sounds, can significantly impair your ability to focus. Research in neuroscience has demonstrated that consistent exposure to noise can increase stress hormones, like cortisol, which can interfere with cognitive processes. A noisy environment requires your brain to constantly filter out irrelevant sounds, which drains energy and impedes your ability to focus. However, complete silence isn't always the answer either. Some individuals find that a moderate level of background noise actually helps them concentrate. The key is to understand what works best for you. For some, instrumental music or white noise can create a calming backdrop that enhances focus. For others, complete silence might be ideal. Experiment with different audio environments to determine what promotes your focus best. Noise-canceling headphones are also an excellent investment if you're in a particularly noisy environment, as they allow you to create your own auditory sanctuary. Tools like binaural beats or sounds of nature, rain, ocean waves, etc., are also popular choices for people looking to enhance focus. The role of ergonomics cannot be overstated in creating a concentration-friendly environment. The physical comfort of your workspace directly impacts your ability to focus. If your chair is uncomfortable, your desk is too high or low, or your computer screen is poorly positioned, your brain will be distracted by physical discomfort. This discomfort triggers a cascade of stress responses that compete with your cognitive resources, making it more difficult to stay focused. Investing in ergonomic furniture is one of the best ways to optimize your environment for concentration. Make sure your chair supports your posture and is adjustable to prevent strain on your back and neck. The height of your desk and the positioning of your computer screen should be set so that you can work comfortably without straining your eyes or neck. This investment pays off by allowing you to work for longer periods without feeling fatigued, reducing unnecessary physical distractions, and improving overall focus. Temperature is another important environmental factor that influences concentration. Both excessively hot and cold temperatures can impair your brain's performance. When you're too hot, your brain expends energy trying to regulate your body temperature, which reduces cognitive efficiency. Cold temperatures, on the other hand, can lead to physical discomfort and even distract from the task at hand. The ideal working temperature is typically between 68 to 72 degrees Fahrenheit, 20 to 22 degrees Celsius, though this can vary depending on personal preference. Beyond these tangible factors, the mental atmosphere of your environment plays a vital role in fostering concentration. This includes the emotional tone of the space and the people within it. If you work in an environment where stress and negativity dominate, it becomes much harder to focus. The brain is highly attuned to emotional cues from others, and prolonged exposure to negativity can drain cognitive resources and create feelings of tension and unease. This can be particularly true in collaborative or open office environments where interpersonal dynamics can influence your mental state. One of the best ways to create a supportive mental environment is by fostering positive energy in the space around you. Start by surrounding yourself with inspiring and motivating stimuli. Whether it's a vision board, motivational quotes, or images that reflect your goals, having these items in your line of sight helps to reframe your mindset and encourage positive thinking. Similarly, it's essential to ensure that the people around you are supportive and collaborative. If your workspace is filled with negative energy or toxic relationships, it's crucial to address these dynamics, as they can have a profound impact on your ability to concentrate. The use of plants and greenery in your environment has also been shown to have positive effects on focus and well-being. Nature has a calming effect on the brain, and studies suggest that having plants in your workspace can reduce stress, improve mood, and increase cognitive performance. Plants help purify the air and provide a visual connection to nature, which can boost creativity and improve your overall mental state. In addition to all of these physical and emotional factors, it's important to design your environment in a way that supports your work routine. Establishing clear boundaries between work and relaxation spaces is crucial. If you work from home or in an environment where multiple activities take place in the same space, it's essential to create distinct areas for work and leisure. This helps your brain switch between modes, work mode and relaxation mode, without confusion. When you can associate a specific space with work and concentration, your brain learns to automatically enter a focused state as soon as you enter that space. Lastly, consider the role of time in your environment. It's essential to set up a structured routine that aligns with your environment. Your brain thrives on predictability and routine, and when you have a regular work schedule, your brain learns when to shift into a focused state. This routine should include dedicated breaks and moments for mental rest, as working continuously without breaks will lead to mental fatigue. By structuring your time effectively and aligning it with your environment, you can optimize your focus and clarity. In conclusion, The environment in which you work, think, and live has a profound impact on your ability to concentrate and achieve mental clarity. From the physical aspects like organization, lighting, sound, and ergonomics to the emotional and mental tone of the space, each element plays a crucial role in fostering a concentration-friendly environment. By taking the time to optimize these factors, you create a space that aligns with your brain's natural rhythms and maximizes your cognitive potential. With the right environment, your brain will be empowered to focus, perform, and thrive. Chapter 3. Build resilience to push through distractions and stay focused. Resilience is not a trait reserved for the naturally gifted or for those with an innate ability to withstand hardship. It is a skill, one that can be developed through conscious effort and practice. Resilience, in the context of focus and concentration, is the capacity to push through distractions, mental fatigue, and the inevitable moments of doubt that arise when you're deeply engaged in a task. It's the mental toughness required to not just stay focused in a world full of distractions, but to thrive despite them. The foundation of resilience begins in the brain, and understanding the neuroscience behind how we handle distractions and maintain focus can provide valuable insight into how we can improve our resilience. When we experience a distraction, whether it's a notification on our phone, a thought about something unrelated, or an external noise, our brain has to work to bring our attention back to the task at hand. The longer this process of refocusing takes, the more mental energy is expended, which can cause cognitive fatigue. The more distracted we become, the more difficult it becomes to stay focused, and the more likely we are to give in to the distractions. This is where resilience comes in. It's about training your brain to minimize the impact of distractions, and when distractions do occur, to recover quickly and return to the task at hand with renewed focus. Resilience doesn't mean ignoring distractions or pretending they don't exist. Rather, it means building the mental strength to acknowledge them and continue moving forward. It's about conditioning your mind to stay on track, even when external circumstances challenge your focus. A key aspect of building resilience is understanding how the brain reacts to distractions. The prefrontal cortex, responsible for decision-making, planning, and concentration, is crucial when it comes to resisting distractions. When we're distracted, the prefrontal cortex has to redirect our attention, pulling it away from whatever the distraction is and refocusing it on the task at hand. The more distractions we face, the more energy this process requires. This cognitive switch can be draining and lead to mental fatigue, reducing our overall resilience. However, research has shown that our ability to manage these distractions and return our focus to a task is not a fixed trait. It's a skill that can be trained. One of the most effective ways to build this skill is through mindfulness and meditation practices. Neuroscientific studies have shown that mindfulness strengthens the prefrontal cortex, enhancing its ability to manage distractions and maintain focus. By engaging in mindfulness exercises, we increase our capacity for attention regulation, allowing us to stay concentrated for longer periods of time and recover more quickly from distractions. But resilience isn't just about managing distractions, it's also about how we respond to setbacks. Every task we set out to accomplish is going to come with challenges. Some challenges will be external, like interruptions or technical difficulties, while others will be internal, such as negative self-talk, fatigue, or moments of doubt. These challenges test our resilience, and our response to them is what determines whether we continue pushing forward or give up. A resilient individual is one who doesn't view setbacks as obstacles, but as opportunities to learn and grow. Neuroscience tells us that our brains are highly adaptable. This is the concept of neuroplasticity. Our neural pathways can change in response to new experiences and challenges. The more we push ourselves through discomfort and difficulty, the stronger our brain becomes at handling adversity. When we encounter setbacks, it's important not to become frustrated or discouraged, but instead to recognize that these moments are when our resilience is being strengthened. The key to building resilience is creating a mindset that reframes challenges as growth opportunities. This is where the concept of self-talk comes into play. The way we speak to ourselves when we face a distraction or a setback has a significant impact on our ability to push through. If our internal dialogue is negative or self-critical, it weakens our resilience and makes it more difficult to stay focused. On the other hand, positive self-talk and affirmations can increase our mental toughness and enhance our ability to remain resilient. To build resilience, it's important to train your brain to recognize distractions and setbacks without attaching emotional weight to them. This is where mindfulness comes into play again. Mindfulness teaches us to observe our thoughts and feelings without judgment, allowing us to separate ourselves from the distractions or frustrations that may arise. By observing rather than reacting to distractions, we create a space between the stimulus and our response, giving us the opportunity to choose how to respond. This practice of detachment builds mental fortitude and enables us to stay focused despite the distractions that may come our way. An important component of building resilience is understanding that it's not just about pushing through distractions, it's also about taking care of your mental and physical health. Resilience is directly related to how well you manage stress, sleep, nutrition, and exercise. These factors all have a profound impact on your brain's ability to stay focused and push through challenges. For example, chronic stress can impair the functioning of the prefrontal cortex, making it harder to concentrate and manage distractions. Lack of sleep can reduce cognitive performance and increase irritability, further heightening the difficulty of staying focused. On the other hand, regular exercise has been shown to improve brain function, enhance mood, and increase resilience to stress. To build resilience, it's crucial to adopt a holistic approach to your well-being. Sleep, nutrition, and exercise are the pillars that support mental strength. Ensuring that your body is in optimal condition gives your brain the energy it needs to stay focused and tackle distractions head-on. This is why building a daily routine that prioritizes your physical health is just as important as the mental exercises you do to build resilience. Building resilience also involves embracing discomfort and learning how to deal with frustration. Distractions can feel frustrating, especially when they break our concentration. But it's important to understand that frustration itself is not a barrier. It's simply a signal that our brain is being challenged. When you feel frustration, instead of viewing it as something negative, try to view it as an indicator of growth. The discomfort you feel in the face of distraction or difficulty is a sign that you're pushing your brain to develop new patterns and stronger focus. The more you lean into this discomfort rather than shy away from it, the more resilient you will become. In addition to these practices, it's also essential to create habits that reduce the likelihood of distractions in the first place. Building resilience doesn't just mean responding to distractions when they happen, it also means setting up systems that minimize them. One of the best ways to do this is by creating routines and rituals that prepare your brain for focus. The more you establish a habit of focused work, the easier it becomes to enter a state of deep concentration. This can involve setting specific times for work and rest, eliminating distractions from your environment, and creating a mental ritual that signals to your brain that it's time to focus. For example, before you begin work, take a few deep breaths, clear your mind, and visualize the task at hand. This mental preparation helps your brain shift into focus mode, making it easier to stay engaged and avoid distractions. Another powerful tool for building resilience is learning how to take productive breaks. It may seem counterintuitive, but taking breaks is actually essential for maintaining resilience and focus over the long term. When we work for extended periods without breaks, our brains become fatigued, and our ability to concentrate diminishes. By scheduling regular breaks throughout your day, you give your brain a chance to recharge, which allows you to return to your work with renewed focus and energy. However, not all breaks are created equal. The best breaks are those that allow your mind to completely disengage from the task at hand. Whether it's taking a walk, practicing deep breathing, or engaging in a creative hobby, a break that provides mental and physical relaxation is far more effective than one that involves checking your phone or engaging in another task that requires cognitive effort. Resilience also involves learning how to stay calm under pressure. When distractions arise, they often come with an emotional charge, whether it's frustration, anxiety, or stress. The ability to remain calm in the face of these emotions is a hallmark of resilience. One of the best ways to stay calm is to practice deep breathing techniques. When you take deep, slow breaths, you activate the parasympathetic nervous system, which counteracts the stress response and promotes a state of calm. This simple technique can help you stay grounded and focused, no matter what distractions may come your way. In conclusion, building resilience to push through distractions and stay focused is a lifelong process. It involves training your brain to manage distractions, building mental toughness in the face of setbacks, and creating an environment that supports your ability to concentrate. Resilience is a skill that can be developed through mindfulness, positive self-talk, physical well-being, and the creation of habits that promote focus. By adopting a holistic approach to building resilience, you will not only become better at managing distractions, but also more capable of pushing through challenges and staying focused on what matters most. Through consistent practice and mental conditioning, you will strengthen your ability to stay focused, overcome distractions, and thrive in any environment. Chapter 4. Establish daily routines to strengthen your focus consistently. In the pursuit of strengthening focus, there is no more powerful tool than the creation of daily routines. These routines are not merely a set of actions performed automatically. They are an intricate part of a neuroplasticity-based strategy that rewires your brain for sustained concentration. At their core, routines are a series of intentional actions designed to optimize your cognitive resources and create an environment conducive to focus. They prime your brain for attention and can significantly improve your ability to stay engaged with tasks, reduce mental fatigue, and increase productivity. The brain thrives on consistency. It is not equipped to handle erratic, unpredictable patterns of behavior for extended periods. Instead, it flourishes under a structure that promotes regularity and coherence. When you engage in repeated activities, particularly those that involve focused attention, the neural pathways responsible for those activities are strengthened. This process is known as neuroplasticity, where the brain's structure and functions adapt to repetitive stimuli and behaviors. By establishing routines, you effectively train your brain to respond more efficiently to demands for attention and focus. One of the most profound ways to establish routines that reinforce focus is by structuring your day in a way that reduces decision fatigue. Every day, your brain is bombarded with thousands of decisions, both big and small. From what to eat for breakfast to how to respond to emails, these decisions require cognitive energy. The more decisions you make, the more fatigued your brain becomes, which can impair your ability to focus later in the day. By creating routines, you remove the need for constant decision-making. You simplify your day by automating the small, repetitive tasks, freeing up mental resources for the things that truly matter. When you build your daily routine, it's essential to prioritize the activities that require the most focus and mental energy at times when your brain is most capable of handling them. Research in neuroscience indicates that cognitive function follows a natural rhythm throughout the day. The brain's prefrontal cortex, the area responsible for decision-making and focus, is at its peak in the morning. As the day progresses, this area of the brain experiences cognitive decline, especially in the afternoon when the brain is more likely to experience mental fatigue. By structuring your most demanding tasks earlier in the day, you harness your brain's natural energy cycle, maximizing your ability to stay focused during those crucial hours. To ensure the success of a routine, it's important to include breaks that help refresh and reset the brain. The human brain is not designed for continuous, undisturbed focus. Studies show that after about 90 minutes of concentrated effort, cognitive function begins to decline and attention span shortens. Regular breaks give the brain an opportunity to recharge. These breaks should be purposeful, allowing the brain to rest in a way that promotes rejuvenation without becoming distracted or disengaged. Whether it's a short walk, a moment of deep breathing, or a brief meditation session, purposeful breaks help maintain focus over the long term by preventing burnout. While structure is essential, flexibility should not be overlooked. Building a routine doesn't mean locking yourself into a rigid schedule that can become stifling. It's important to allow for adjustments based on how your body and mind feel throughout the day. In other words, a routine should be tailored to you, acknowledging your natural rhythm, energy levels, and needs. A rigid routine that doesn't account for individual differences may lead to frustration, diminishing the positive effects of the structure itself. By remaining adaptable and attuned to your mental state, you can adjust your routine to optimize focus consistently. The power of morning routines cannot be overstated when it comes to cultivating a focused mind. Morning sets the tone for the rest of the day, and the rituals you incorporate into this time directly influence your cognitive abilities. A carefully designed morning routine can reduce stress, promote positive emotions, and increase mental clarity, making it easier to transition into a productive day. Whether it involves exercise, mindfulness, or goal setting, the morning hours provide an opportunity to mentally prepare for the day ahead. The key here is intentionality. How you begin the day matters. Exercise in particular plays a vital role in strengthening focus. Neuroscience has shown that physical activity boosts the production of neurotransmitters, including dopamine and serotonin, which are directly linked to cognitive function, mood regulation, and attention. Starting the day with exercise, even if it's just a 10- or 15-minute session, activates these chemicals, putting the brain in a state that is conducive to focus. Moreover, exercise has been shown to improve overall brain plasticity, enhancing your ability to learn and retain information. In addition to exercise, engaging in mindfulness practices like meditation has been proven to have a profound impact on the brain's capacity for attention. Studies indicate that regular meditation can increase the size of the prefrontal cortex, which enhances cognitive control, decision-making, and attention regulation. Meditation helps train your brain to focus on the present moment, reducing the impact of distractions and sharpening your ability to maintain concentration. This is why incorporating mindfulness practices into your daily routine can profoundly enhance your ability to focus. To further reinforce focus throughout the day, it is crucial to manage your environment. A cluttered workspace can cause cognitive overload, making it harder for the brain to focus on the task at hand. Neuroimaging studies have shown that when our environment is disorganized, our brains become more distracted, reducing our ability to concentrate and leading to feelings of stress. By establishing a designated, tidy space for work, you create an environment that signals to your brain that it's time for focus. This space should be free of unnecessary distractions, whether that's a messy desk, extraneous technology, or other environmental stimuli that can pull your attention away. At the same time, it's important to optimize the sensory aspects of your environment to support focus. Research has shown that elements such as natural light, green plants, and even the temperature of a room can have significant effects on cognitive performance. Natural light, for instance, boosts serotonin levels in the brain, improving mood and cognitive function. A well-lit, calm environment primes your brain for deep focus, creating an atmosphere that encourages sustained concentration. Another important aspect of daily routines is the role that sleep plays in your ability to stay focused. Sleep is the ultimate brain reset. Without adequate rest, your ability to process information, regulate emotions, and maintain attention is significantly impaired. Chronic sleep deprivation is linked to cognitive dysfunction, decreased memory retention, and an increased susceptibility to distractions. Therefore, a routine that prioritizes sleep hygiene is essential for maintaining optimal cognitive function. Ensuring that you get sufficient sleep and have a consistent sleep schedule is crucial to being able to stay focused and productive throughout the day. In terms of how to structure the latter part of your day, creating a wind-down routine is just as important as the morning. This routine signals to the brain that the workday is coming to a close, preparing it for rest. Engaging in calming activities such as reading, journaling, or gentle stretching helps to reduce stress and anxiety, allowing your brain to transition from a state of heightened alertness to one of relaxation. Establishing a nightly routine creates an environment of mental closure, which not only aids in falling asleep, but also ensures that you wake up the next morning mentally refreshed and ready to focus. In summary, the key to strengthening focus consistently lies in the establishment of effective daily routines. These routines should encompass both the physiological and psychological aspects of focus, priming your brain through physical activity, mindfulness, and environmental organization. Structuring your day in alignment with your natural energy cycles maximizes cognitive function, while purposeful breaks and a strong wind-down routine ensure mental replenishment and readiness for the next day. By adopting a routine that fosters consistency, you train your brain to become more adept at sustaining focus and reducing distractions. Through these practices, you lay the foundation for improved productivity, heightened concentration, and a greater ability to stay engaged with your goals. Chapter 5. Fuel your brain with nutrition to enhance mental clarity. The human brain, which consumes roughly 20% of the body's total energy, demands a constant supply of nutrients to perform optimally. The quality and type of fuel you provide for your brain have an undeniable influence on mental clarity, focus, and overall cognitive function. The right nutrients can enhance your ability to think clearly, maintain focus, and retain information, while poor dietary choices can result in sluggish thinking, brain fog, and an inability to concentrate. Nutritional neuroscience, the study of how food affects brain function, highlights the intricate connection between the food we eat and our cognitive health. Every aspect of your brain, from memory and concentration to mood and emotional regulation, is deeply influenced by the nutrients available in your diet. The brain is a highly complex organ, relying on various biochemical processes to function correctly. These processes require specific nutrients in precise amounts to maintain healthy neuronal function, cognitive performance, and neuroplasticity. the ability of the brain to reorganize itself by forming new neural connections. To fuel the brain for optimal performance, it's essential to understand the types of nutrients that are most beneficial. A balanced diet that includes the right combination of macronutrients, proteins, fats, and carbohydrates, and micronutrients, vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants, is critical for brain health. The brain is particularly sensitive to fluctuations in blood sugar levels, which is why maintaining stable glucose levels through diet is crucial. A consistent supply of glucose provides the energy required by the brain for intense mental work and prolonged concentration. Carbohydrates, particularly complex ones like whole grains, fruits, and vegetables, are key players in maintaining steady blood sugar levels. When consumed, these carbohydrates break down into glucose, providing a slow and consistent energy source for the brain. Unlike simple sugars, which can cause spikes and crashes in energy levels, complex carbohydrates allow the brain to operate with a more stable energy supply, enhancing mental clarity and focus. Furthermore, fiber-rich carbohydrates are essential for gut health, and emerging research indicates that a healthy gut microbiome plays a significant role in cognitive function and mental clarity. Therefore, including plenty of whole foods in your diet, such as oats, brown rice, and leafy greens, is essential for supporting both your brain and gut. Fats, particularly healthy fats, are crucial for brain health. The brain is composed of roughly 60% fat, with much of that being essential fatty acids like omega-3s. These fats are integral to the structure and function of neurons and are involved in the communication between brain cells. Omega-3 fatty acids, found in foods like fatty fish, salmon, sardines, mackerel, walnuts, flax seeds, and chia seeds, are particularly beneficial for cognitive performance. Omega-3s are involved in neuroplasticity and have been shown to support memory, learning, and overall brain function. They are also anti-inflammatory and play a role in protecting the brain from oxidative stress, which can lead to cognitive decline over time. Additionally, the role of antioxidants in brain health cannot be overstated. Antioxidants, found in brightly colored fruits and vegetables, protect the brain from oxidative stress caused by free radicals. These free radicals are unstable molecules that can damage brain cells, leading to cognitive impairments. By consuming foods rich in antioxidants, such as berries, spinach, kale, and bell peppers, you can help protect your brain from this damage. Antioxidants like vitamin C, vitamin E, and flavonoids support brain function by reducing inflammation, preventing cellular damage, and promoting healthy brain aging. Protein, which is broken down into amino acids, is another vital nutrient for brain health. Amino acids are the building blocks of neurotransmitters, which are the chemical messengers that allow communication between brain cells. Neurotransmitters such as dopamine, serotonin, and norepinephrine are involved in mood regulation, memory, attention, and overall mental clarity. A diet that includes high-quality protein sources such as lean meats, poultry, eggs, legumes, and tofu can help provide the amino acids necessary for neurotransmitter production. Ensuring that your diet includes sufficient protein helps maintain optimal neurotransmitter levels, which is essential for focus, memory, and overall cognitive function. Beyond macronutrients, the brain also requires specific micronutrients to function properly. Vitamins and minerals are essential for maintaining the integrity of neurons, supporting neurotransmitter synthesis, and enhancing the efficiency of brain processes. For instance, B vitamins, particularly B6, B12, and folate, are crucial for cognitive function and memory. These vitamins help produce and regulate neurotransmitters such as serotonin and dopamine, and are essential for maintaining the health of the nervous system. B vitamins are found in a variety of foods, including whole grains, legumes, leafy vegetables, eggs, and dairy products. Magnesium, another essential mineral, plays a role in over 300 enzymatic reactions in the body, including those that support brain function. Magnesium has a calming effect on the nervous system, and studies have shown that magnesium deficiency is associated with cognitive decline and mental health disorders, including anxiety and depression. Foods rich in magnesium, such as almonds, spinach, pumpkin seeds, and black beans, support brain function by reducing inflammation and promoting relaxation. Zinc is another crucial mineral for brain health. It is involved in the development and function of brain cells, and it plays a critical role in synaptic plasticity, which is necessary for learning and memory. Zinc also supports the function of neurotransmitters and the regulation of cognitive processes. Zinc-rich foods include oysters, beef, pumpkin seeds, and chickpeas. One of the most fascinating aspects of brain nutrition is the influence of specific foods and dietary patterns on mental clarity and cognitive function. The Mediterranean diet, for example, is often touted for its cognitive benefits. This diet, rich in fruits, vegetables, whole grains, lean proteins, and healthy fats, particularly olive oil, has been linked to a reduced risk of cognitive decline and age-related diseases such as Alzheimer's. The combination of antioxidant-rich foods, omega-3 fatty acids, and anti-inflammatory compounds found in the Mediterranean diet supports brain function and protects against neurodegenerative conditions. Another dietary pattern that has gained attention for its cognitive benefits is the ketogenic diet, which is high in fats and very low in carbohydrates. This diet induces a state of ketosis, where the body burns fat for fuel instead of glucose. Some studies have suggested that the ketogenic diet can enhance cognitive function, particularly in individuals with neurodegenerative conditions like Alzheimer's disease. However, this diet may not be suitable for everyone and should be approached with caution, particularly for those with underlying health conditions. In addition to specific nutrients and dietary patterns, hydration plays a significant role in maintaining mental clarity. The brain is largely composed of water, and dehydration can lead to cognitive impairment, poor concentration, and increased feelings of fatigue. Ensuring adequate hydration throughout the day is essential for maintaining brain function. Drinking enough water, along with electrolyte-rich beverages like coconut water, helps keep the brain hydrated and functioning at its best. Even mild dehydration can impair focus and decision-making, so it's important to make hydration a priority in your daily routine. While nutrition is a key component of brain health, it's also essential to remember that mental clarity is influenced by a variety of lifestyle factors. Regular physical activity, for instance, enhances blood flow to the brain, supports neurogenesis, the creation of new brain cells, and boosts the production of neurotransmitters that regulate mood and attention. Getting sufficient sleep, managing stress, and engaging in activities that promote mental stimulation, such as reading, solving puzzles, or learning new skills, are all equally important for maintaining brain health. Ultimately, fueling your brain with the right nutrition is a vital part of enhancing mental clarity and cognitive function. A diet rich in whole foods, healthy fats, complex carbohydrates, lean proteins, and essential vitamins and minerals provides the brain with the tools it needs to thrive. By prioritizing brain-boosting foods and maintaining a well-rounded lifestyle, you can optimize your mental performance, stay focused for longer periods, and enhance your overall cognitive health. Just as a car needs the right fuel to run smoothly, your brain requires the right nutrients to function at its best. Chapter 6. Prioritize rest and recovery to sustain high-level focus. Focus and productivity are not solely dependent on willpower or external factors. They are also deeply influenced by the quality of rest and recovery you allow your brain and body to experience. The ability to concentrate at a high level, maintain sustained attention, and perform at your peak is intricately linked to how well you rest. Rest, recovery, and sleep are not merely periods of downtime, but are essential processes for mental clarity, cognitive function, and emotional regulation. The brain, despite its capacity to operate continuously, requires proper recovery to function at its best. During periods of focus and activity, the brain undergoes immense strain, especially when engaging in cognitively demanding tasks. This prolonged exertion leads to mental fatigue, which can undermine your ability to maintain focus, process information efficiently, or even regulate emotions. This is where rest, particularly sleep, plays a pivotal role in maintaining high-level cognitive function. The importance of rest cannot be overstated, and science increasingly reveals how critical sleep is to overall brain health. Sleep is not a passive state, rather it is a dynamic process that plays a significant role in memory consolidation, neural repair, and cognitive restoration. When you sleep, your brain engages in essential tasks such as clearing out waste products, reinforcing synaptic connections that have been formed during wakefulness, and preparing itself for the challenges of the next day. In fact, many of the cognitive processes that enhance learning, problem-solving, and decision-making occur during sleep, especially during the stages of deep sleep and REM sleep. Studies have shown that sleep deprivation has a profound effect on cognitive performance, leading to slower reaction times, diminished attention spans, and reduced problem-solving capabilities. Chronic lack of sleep can result in significant impairments in decision-making and memory retention. It is during the deeper stages of sleep, particularly slow-wave sleep, that the brain solidifies memories and strengthens the synaptic connections that are vital for long-term learning. Without adequate rest, these vital processes are hindered, making it harder to stay focused and retain information. Sleep also has a critical role in emotional regulation. When you're sleep-deprived, the brain's emotional centers, particularly the amygdala, become more reactive to stress and negative stimuli. This can result in heightened emotional responses and a reduced ability to manage stress, which further complicates your ability to maintain focus. Therefore, the ability to recover through sleep is directly linked to emotional resilience and mental clarity, allowing you to approach tasks with a calm, composed, and clear mindset. Interestingly, the brain's recovery isn't limited to sleep alone. It extends to other forms of rest, such as relaxation, meditation, and even mindful breaks throughout the day. Research shows that taking short, intentional breaks from intense cognitive tasks is essential for maintaining focus over long periods. Engaging in activities like deep breathing exercises, mindfulness practices, or even a brief walk outdoors can help reset the brain and restore mental energy. This helps prevent cognitive overload, which can lead to burnout and a decrease in overall performance. Building a routine that includes periods of focused work interspersed with recovery moments is crucial for maintaining sustained attention and high productivity. These breaks allow the brain to refresh and restore itself, which is critical for keeping mental fatigue at bay. Even the act of resting without engaging in any mental activity can be restorative for the brain, as it allows your brain waves to slow down and your neural networks to reset. Incorporating intentional downtime into your daily routine isn't just about avoiding stress, it's about improving overall cognitive function. Researchers have found that rest can enhance the brain's neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to reorganize itself by forming new neural connections in response to learning or experience. Without recovery time, the brain's capacity for neuroplasticity is severely limited and cognitive growth stagnates. Regular rest promotes brain health by supporting the formation of new neural pathways, allowing you to learn more effectively, think more clearly, and focus more sharply. Moreover, the act of recovering from intense focus or mental exertion is crucial for sustaining motivation. When you push yourself too hard without adequate recovery, you risk burnout, which not only impairs your focus but also diminishes your intrinsic motivation. Motivational fatigue occurs when your brain's resources become depleted, leading to decreased willpower and a lack of desire to continue pursuing your goals. By integrating recovery periods into your day, you allow your brain to replenish its energy stores and maintain the mental drive required to stay focused on your long-term objectives. A pivotal part of maintaining recovery, in addition to adequate sleep, is nutrition. Nutrient-rich meals, including those that support brain health, can facilitate recovery processes during rest. Omega-3 fatty acids, antioxidants, vitamins and minerals are crucial for brain repair during sleep. By prioritizing brain-boosting foods and staying hydrated, you help your body restore itself, ensuring that your cognitive systems are ready for the next mental challenge. Beyond sleep and nutrition, regular physical activity is also crucial for maintaining high-level focus. Exercise enhances blood flow to the brain, which supports cognitive function by delivering more oxygen and nutrients to neurons. Physical activity also stimulates the production of brain-derived neurotrophic factor, BDNF, a protein that supports neurogenesis, the creation of new brain cells, and the maintenance of existing ones. BDNF is essential for learning and memory and plays a key role in preserving cognitive function as we age. Incorporating regular exercise into your routine doesn't just keep your body healthy, it's essential for maintaining mental sharpness and focus as well. Furthermore, it's important to recognize the role of mental recovery in building long-term focus. Continuous engagement with cognitively demanding tasks without breaks can lead to mental fatigue, reducing your efficiency and focus over time. This is where the concept of deliberate rest comes into play. Deliberate rest is about taking intentional breaks from mental work, allowing your brain to reset before diving back into tasks that require concentration. This practice helps maintain the brain's focus capacity while preventing mental burnout. Practices such as deep relaxation or guided meditation can help facilitate this mental recovery. Meditation, particularly mindfulness-based practices, has been shown to reduce stress, enhance concentration, and improve cognitive function. Mindfulness exercises help activate the parasympathetic nervous system, responsible for calming the body and mind, thus promoting relaxation and recovery. Consistent meditation practice has even been linked to changes in brain structure, such as increased gray matter in areas associated with memory and emotional regulation. Likewise, engaging in creative activities outside of work, such as painting, music, or hobbies, can offer restorative effects for the brain. These activities engage different regions of the brain, allowing your typical mental pathways to rest while simultaneously fostering new ideas and creative connections. Engaging in creative expression enables the brain to recover from the linear, task-driven thinking that often characterizes intense focus. It's also important to recognize that recovery is not solely about the absence of activity, but the intentional cultivation of states that promote rejuvenation. Practices such as deep breathing, stretching, and yoga allow your brain to shift from a state of constant activity to one of calm and restoration. Such practices activate the parasympathetic nervous system, which promotes relaxation and can lead to improved cognitive performance after rest. Ultimately, the process of staying focused and productive is deeply intertwined with the rest and recovery you allow your brain and body to experience. Proper sleep, nutrition, physical activity, and intentional breaks form the foundation for mental clarity, emotional regulation, and sustained attention. By prioritizing rest, recovery, and rejuvenation in your daily routine, you ensure that your brain remains at its optimal performance, ready to tackle any challenge with heightened clarity and focus. The key to maintaining high-level focus is not in pushing yourself endlessly without respite, but in creating a balanced routine that allows your brain to recover, recharge, and ultimately perform at its best. By focusing on recovery as much as on work, you set the stage for sustained productivity, motivation, and mental clarity, ensuring that you remain focused and sharp when it matters most. Chapter 7. Implement mindfulness techniques to anchor your focus daily. Mindfulness is one of the most powerful tools available to enhance focus, manage distractions, and maintain clarity in today's fast-paced world. As we are bombarded by constant stimuli and demands on our attention, developing a practice that anchors us in the present moment has never been more critical. Mindfulness is not just about meditation or sitting still in silence for long periods. It's a cognitive practice that can be seamlessly integrated into daily life, providing the mental clarity and focus necessary for high performance. At its core, mindfulness is the ability to be fully present in the moment, without judgment or distraction. This involves cultivating an acute awareness of your thoughts, emotions, and bodily sensations in the present, without allowing your mind to wander or fixate on past events or future worries. It's about embracing the here and now with full attention, a skill that, when developed, can improve cognitive control, emotional regulation, and the ability to focus on the task at hand. Mindfulness works by strengthening the neural pathways in the brain responsible for attention and awareness. In recent years, neuroscientific research has provided a clearer understanding of how mindfulness impacts the brain. Studies show that mindfulness practice enhances the connectivity between the prefrontal cortex, which governs executive functions such as decision-making and impulse control, and the posterior cingulate cortex, which is responsible for mind-wandering and self-referential thinking. This improved connectivity allows us to exercise greater control over where we direct our attention, making it easier to focus on the task at hand while resisting distractions. The brain's ability to remain focused is not static. It's shaped and reinforced through consistent practice. Just as physical exercise strengthens muscles over time, mindfulness trains the brain to better manage focus and attention. This is not just about learning to avoid distractions, but also about training the brain to recover more quickly when distractions inevitably arise. Neuroscientific evidence suggests that regular mindfulness practice increases gray matter density in areas of the brain associated with attention and sensory processing, leading to improved cognitive functioning and the ability to stay focused for longer periods. Incorporating mindfulness into your daily routine can be done in several ways, each of which can be adapted to fit your lifestyle. One of the most accessible techniques is mindful breathing. This simple practice involves focusing your attention on your breath as it moves in and out of your body. By paying close attention to the sensation of each breath, you begin to train your mind to stay in the present moment. When thoughts inevitably arise, mindfulness encourages you to acknowledge them without judgment and gently bring your focus back to your breath. Over time, this practice helps increase attention control and reduces the impact of distracting thoughts. Another technique is body scanning, which involves mentally scanning the body for any areas of tension or discomfort. This practice encourages heightened awareness of bodily sensations and provides an opportunity to release physical tension, which can often manifest as mental distraction. By cultivating awareness of your body, you also develop a deeper connection to your present state, which can help prevent distractions from pulling you away from your work or goals. Mindfulness can also be practiced through mindful listening. This involves paying full attention to the sounds around you without judgment or interpretation. It's about listening with curiosity and without the need to analyze or react. When you engage in mindful listening, you become more attuned to your environment, helping you tune out distractions and develop the ability to remain present in conversations or tasks that require your full focus. Integrating mindfulness into your daily life doesn't require long periods of practice or special settings. It can be incorporated into even the most mundane tasks, such as eating, walking, or cleaning. When you eat mindfully, for example, you focus entirely on the sensation of the food, its taste, texture, and aroma, without any distractions from television, phones, or thoughts about the future. By committing to being fully present during simple tasks, you reinforce the habit of mindfulness, which then extends to more complex and demanding situations that require focus. One of the most profound aspects of mindfulness is its ability to reduce stress. Stress is one of the leading causes of distraction and mental fatigue, and it often arises when we are overwhelmed by the demands of our environment. Mindfulness helps break the cycle of stress by fostering a sense of control and presence. Research indicates that mindfulness practice can decrease the production of cortisol, the hormone associated with stress, and activate the parasympathetic nervous system, which induces a state of relaxation and calm. Through regular mindfulness practice, you can also learn to become less reactive to stresses. Instead of immediately responding to stress with anxiety or frustration, mindfulness teaches you to pause, observe your feelings, and choose a more measured response. This ability to pause before reacting enhances focus, as it prevents the mind from being hijacked by emotional turbulence or overwhelming thoughts. Beyond its ability to reduce stress, mindfulness can improve emotional regulation, which plays a crucial role in maintaining focus. When we are caught up in intense emotions, whether frustration, anger, or even excitement, it becomes much harder to stay focused on the task at hand. Mindfulness provides a way to observe and acknowledge these emotions without being consumed by them. By recognizing emotional states without judgment, you can return to your primary focus with greater ease, without allowing emotions to lead you astray. Mindfulness is not about suppressing thoughts, emotions, or distractions. Instead, it's about cultivating a mindset that allows you to acknowledge them without letting them derail your focus. It is through this acceptance and non-judgment that mindfulness becomes such a powerful tool for sustained attention and mental clarity. In the process, you also develop greater self-awareness, which enables you to recognize when you are slipping into distraction and redirect your attention more effectively. A significant benefit of mindfulness is its ability to enhance cognitive flexibility. Cognitive flexibility refers to the brain's capacity to adapt to new information, shift perspectives, and switch between tasks. When we are less rigid in our thinking and approach, we can move between tasks with greater ease, manage multiple responsibilities without feeling overwhelmed, and maintain focus even when faced with unexpected challenges. Mindfulness cultivates this flexibility by teaching the brain to remain open and adaptive, rather than locked into a narrow, fixed mode of thinking. As you begin incorporating mindfulness into your daily routine, you may notice an increase in your overall productivity and efficiency. By training your brain to stay present and focused, you reduce the mental clutter that can slow you down. Mindfulness helps clear the mental fog that can make tasks feel more overwhelming, and in its place, it fosters a sense of clarity and purpose. The more consistently you practice mindfulness, the more automatic it becomes, leading to enhanced focus and reduced distractions over time. The beauty of mindfulness is that it doesn't require any special equipment or a significant time commitment. It's about cultivating awareness and presence in each moment. Whether it's taking a few deep breaths before you start a task, checking in with your body throughout the day, or engaging in a mindful walk, these small practices collectively contribute to a heightened sense of focus and clarity. As you continue to build mindfulness into your daily routine, it's important to remember that this practice is not about achieving perfection, it's about progress and consistency. There will be days when your focus slips, when distractions feel overwhelming, or when emotions seem uncontrollable. These moments are part of the process. What matters is your commitment to returning to the present moment, gently guiding your attention back to where it needs to be. In conclusion, mindfulness techniques are an incredibly effective way to anchor your focus and enhance your cognitive abilities. By training your mind to remain present, reduce distractions, and regulate emotions, you can cultivate a level of focus that allows you to perform at your peak. The science behind mindfulness reveals its profound impact on the brain, particularly in strengthening areas related to attention, decision-making, and emotional regulation. When practiced consistently, mindfulness not only improves your ability to focus, but also supports overall mental well-being, making it one of the most valuable tools in today's world of constant distractions. Chapter 8. Visualize success to reinforce your focus and motivation. Visualization is a powerful tool that bridges the gap between intention and reality. It is a technique that enables you to mentally rehearse your goals, projects, and desired outcomes, imbuing you with the clarity and motivation needed to take consistent, focused action. At its core, visualization is the process of creating vivid mental images of success. It's not merely daydreaming, but a strategic practice designed to strengthen neural connections and reinforce the behaviors and habits that will lead to achieving your goals. As a neuroscientist would put it, visualization works by training your brain in a way that primes it for success, increasing the likelihood of favorable outcomes by enhancing focus, motivation, and resilience. The brain, in essence, cannot differentiate between a real experience and one vividly imagined. This is what makes visualization such a powerful tool. When you visualize success, the brain activates the same neural circuits that would be activated if you were physically engaged in the actions necessary to achieve that success. This process helps wire your brain for achievement, reinforcing both the mental and emotional pathways that lead to success. As you repeatedly visualize your goals, the neural networks responsible for memory, motor skills, and goal-directed behaviors become more robust, making it easier to stay focused and take productive action. Recent studies in neuroscience have demonstrated how visualization affects brain activity. Research shows that mental imagery activates the motor cortex in the brain, the same region involved in actual movement. This means that when you visualize performing a task, your brain essentially practices the task, reinforcing the skills and abilities required to carry it out. This is one of the reasons why athletes often use visualization techniques before competitions. By mentally rehearsing their performance, they increase the likelihood of executing the task with greater precision and ease. But visualization isn't just about mental rehearsal, it also influences the emotional and motivational aspects of behavior. When you vividly imagine yourself succeeding, your brain releases dopamine, the neurotransmitter associated with pleasure and reward. This surge of dopamine not only reinforces the desire to achieve your goal, but also makes the process of working toward that goal feel more rewarding. The more frequently you visualize success, the stronger your intrinsic motivation becomes. This process can help you push through challenges, resist distractions, and stay focused on your long-term objectives. Visualization also plays a crucial role in building confidence. By repeatedly imagining yourself succeeding, you create a mental image of yourself as someone who is capable and competent. This self-image is vital because it shapes your behavior. When you believe in your ability to succeed, you are more likely to take the necessary steps to make that success a reality. This belief in yourself creates a cycle of positive reinforcement, where each successful visualized outcome builds your confidence and reinforces your focus. One of the most effective ways to harness the power of visualization is to engage in what is known as future self-visualization. This technique involves imagining yourself in the future, having already achieved your goals. You see yourself living the life you desire, experiencing the rewards of your hard work, and feeling the emotions associated with success. This exercise allows you to connect with your future self on a deeper emotional level, making the goal feel more tangible and real. The clearer and more detailed the visualization, the stronger the impact it will have on your motivation and focus. For example, if your goal is to launch a successful business, you would visualize yourself running the business, interacting with clients, and enjoying the financial and personal rewards of your success. You would imagine the specific tasks you need to complete, the steps you need to take, and the challenges you will overcome. By doing this, you create a roadmap in your mind, giving you a sense of direction and purpose. You begin to mentally rehearse the skills and strategies you'll need to succeed, making it easier to take action when the time comes. Visualization also aids in overcoming obstacles. It's easy to become discouraged when faced with challenges, but when you have a clear vision of your success, you are more likely to persist through adversity. Visualizing the process of overcoming obstacles, whether it's managing setbacks, learning from mistakes, or finding creative solutions, prepares you for the difficulties ahead. This mental rehearsal enables you to approach challenges with a mindset of problem solving rather than defeat, fostering resilience and tenacity. To maximize the effectiveness of your visualization practice, it's essential to engage all of your senses in the process. Rather than just imagining a general picture of success, try to immerse yourself fully in the experience. What does success look like, sound like, and feel like? Engage your sense of sight by picturing the details of your environment and your success. Imagine the colors, the textures, and the people around you. Use your sense of hearing to imagine the sounds of success, whether it's the applause of a crowd, the conversations with clients, or the sound of your own voice speaking confidently. Don't forget about your sense of touch. Imagine the physical sensations you would experience when you succeed, shaking hands, holding a trophy, or feeling the weight of accomplishment. The more vividly you can imagine these sensations, the more powerful the impact of your visualization will be. When you engage your senses fully, your brain processes the experience as though it is actually happening, solidifying the mental pathways needed for success. This multisensory approach makes the visualization feel more real and strengthens the connection between your mental imagery and actual behavior. Another important aspect of visualization is the emotion it evokes. Emotions are deeply intertwined with our motivation and focus. When you visualize success, it's important to connect with the positive emotions associated with achieving your goals: pride, excitement, satisfaction, and joy. These emotions create a powerful emotional anchor that reinforces your desire to succeed. By mentally experiencing the emotions of success, you build a stronger emotional commitment to your goals, which helps you stay motivated even when faced with setbacks. Visualization also works in tandem with goal setting. By visualizing the process of achieving your goals, you create a mental map of the steps you need to take. This map provides clarity and direction, which is essential for maintaining focus. When you have a clear vision of your desired outcome, you can break down the steps needed to achieve it, making the process feel more manageable and less overwhelming. Visualization gives you a sense of control over the journey, reinforcing your ability to stay focused on the tasks at hand. One of the most profound effects of visualization is its ability to reduce anxiety and self-doubt. When you visualize yourself succeeding, you create a mental image of your future self that is confident, capable, and empowered. This helps alleviate the fear and uncertainty that often accompany ambitious goals. By mentally rehearsing your success, you build a sense of inevitability, making it easier to move forward with confidence. The more frequently you visualize positive outcomes, the less room there is for doubt to creep in, and the stronger your focus becomes. To incorporate visualization into your daily routine, set aside time each day to practice. Find a quiet space where you can relax and focus without distractions. Close your eyes, take a few deep breaths, and begin to vividly imagine your success. Use all of your senses to create a detailed, realistic picture of what success looks like. Allow yourself to feel the emotions associated with that success, and mentally rehearse the steps you need to take to get there. Repeat this process daily, and over time, you'll begin to notice a shift in your mindset, motivation, and focus. Visualization is a simple but powerful practice that can dramatically enhance your ability to stay focused and motivated. By mentally rehearsing success, you prime your brain for achievement, reinforcing the neural pathways that lead to success. Visualization not only increases your motivation and confidence, but also improves your ability to overcome obstacles, stay resilient, and maintain focus. It's a practice that strengthens both the mind and the emotions, creating a deep sense of purpose and direction. By incorporating visualization into your daily routine, you can enhance your focus, boost your motivation, and move closer to achieving your goals. Chapter 9. Commit to lifelong focus practices for sustained personal growth. Achieving lasting personal growth requires an unwavering commitment to the ongoing practice of focus. It's not something that happens overnight, nor is it a phase you can go through and check off. Personal growth is a lifelong journey, one that demands consistent, deliberate action over time. Focusing on growth in all areas of life is a practice that must be developed, nurtured, and refined continuously. The human brain, with its remarkable adaptability, requires consistent input, repetition, and attention to unlock and reinforce the neural circuits that foster growth, progress, and achievement. This means committing to a lifelong focus practice is not just about staying focused on goals, but about developing and maintaining the neural pathways necessary for continuous evolution. Lifelong focus practices go beyond brief bursts of productivity or temporary goal setting. They demand a fundamental shift in how you approach life, growth, and your ability to engage with the challenges and opportunities that arise daily. The human brain operates through a principle called neuroplasticity, meaning it is constantly adapting to the stimuli and experiences it encounters. By consistently engaging in focus practices, you signal to your brain what's important, strengthening the cognitive structures responsible for sustained attention, emotional regulation, and achievement. As a result, the neural connections that support long-term focus and growth become more ingrained, making it easier to navigate challenges and continue evolving. A fundamental component of committing to lifelong focus practices is the concept of deliberate practice. This idea, popularized by psychologist Anders Ericsson, suggests that expertise and mastery in any field arise not from simple repetition, but from focused, intentional effort aimed at improving specific skills. It's not enough to simply go through the motions. Real progress occurs when you intentionally target areas for improvement, stretch your abilities, and push the boundaries of your comfort zone. In this context, your focus isn't just on achieving a goal, but on developing your capacity for sustained concentration, reflection, and growth. This practice must be consciously integrated into daily life. Every task, no matter how small, can be an opportunity to hone your focus. Whether you're working, exercising, or simply engaging in a conversation, each moment is an opportunity to strengthen your ability to stay present and engaged. The brain thrives on routine and consistency, so by embedding focused practices into your daily life, you ensure that focus becomes second nature rather than a rare and occasional skill. One of the first steps toward committing to a lifelong focus practice is the cultivation of mindfulness. Mindfulness is the practice of staying fully present and aware in the moment, without judgment or distraction. It involves intentionally observing your thoughts, emotions, and sensations with acceptance and without allowing them to derail your focus. Through mindfulness, you train your brain to filter out distractions, enabling you to focus on what truly matters. By practicing mindfulness regularly, you create a mental space in which you can observe your thoughts and emotions without becoming overwhelmed by them. This practice strengthens your capacity for self-regulation, a vital component of sustained focus and personal growth. When you practice mindfulness consistently, you begin to notice the ways in which your mind naturally drifts toward worries, distractions, or past regrets. Each time your mind wanders and you gently guide it back to the present moment, you're reinforcing the neural pathways that enable you to maintain attention. Over time, this process makes it easier to stay focused, even when faced with challenges or distractions. Another key component of lifelong focus practices is the development of mental resilience. Resilience is the ability to bounce back from setbacks, stay calm under pressure, and maintain focus despite adversity. It's not enough to simply stay focused when everything is going well. True growth happens when you can sustain focus even in the face of obstacles, stress, or fatigue. Developing mental resilience requires both mindset and practice. It's about shifting your perspective from seeing challenges as threats to viewing them as opportunities for growth. When you face a difficult situation, rather than allowing it to derail your focus, you can approach it as an opportunity to build resilience, problem-solving skills, and emotional control. To strengthen your resilience, it's important to embrace discomfort. Growth occurs at the edge of your comfort zone, where challenges and difficulties are abundant. By deliberately placing yourself in challenging situations, you allow your brain to adapt and strengthen its capacity to handle stress, uncertainty, and complexity. Over time, these experiences will enhance your ability to maintain focus, even in high-pressure environments. The key to maintaining focus during difficult moments is self-compassion. Rather than berating yourself when things go wrong, practice kindness and patience. Acknowledge the difficulty, but don't allow it to dictate your emotions or focus. This approach fosters emotional regulation and helps you stay grounded, even when facing adversity. Long-term focus also requires clear intention. It's impossible to stay focused on something if you don't have a clear understanding of what that thing is. Setting clear, meaningful goals is crucial for maintaining focus over the long term. However, goal setting in the context of lifelong focus practices goes beyond merely outlining what you want to achieve. It involves cultivating an internal compass, a set of values, priorities, and intentions that guide every decision and action you take. When you have a deep personal connection to your goals and intentions, it's easier to remain focused on them even when distractions or challenges arise. In addition to setting clear goals, it's important to regularly review and adjust them. The process of goal setting is dynamic, not static. As you grow and evolve, your goals may shift, and it's essential to remain flexible and adaptable. Regular reflection on your progress helps you stay aligned with your larger vision while allowing you to make adjustments based on new insights or circumstances. Another effective practice for sustaining lifelong focus is the use of incremental progress. Rather than expecting rapid transformation or success, focus on small, consistent improvements. This approach takes the pressure off achieving perfection and allows you to build momentum gradually. By breaking down larger goals into smaller, manageable tasks, you make it easier to stay focused on the present moment and avoid feeling overwhelmed. This incremental progress also creates a sense of accomplishment and motivation, which further reinforces your commitment to growth. Moreover, prioritizing rest and recovery is critical for maintaining focus over the long haul. In a culture that often glorifies hustle and constant productivity, it's easy to neglect the importance of rest. However, rest and recovery are essential for brain health and cognitive performance. Without adequate rest, your focus and mental clarity will diminish over time. Prioritize quality sleep, relaxation, and self-care as part of your focus practices. Giving your brain the time it needs to recharge ensures that you have the energy and mental sharpness necessary to stay focused and productive when you're working toward your goals. Equally important is nurturing a healthy lifestyle. Regular physical exercise, a nutritious diet, and adequate hydration play pivotal roles in maintaining mental clarity and focus. Exercise, in particular, has been shown to enhance brain function, improve mood, and boost cognitive abilities. Incorporating regular physical activity into your routine enhances your ability to stay focused by improving blood flow to the brain, increasing the release of neurochemicals that support cognitive function, and reducing stress. Commitment to lifelong focus practices also involves developing a growth-oriented mindset. A growth mindset, as opposed to a fixed mindset, is the belief that your abilities and intelligence can be developed through effort, learning, and perseverance. This mindset encourages you to view challenges as opportunities to learn rather than as obstacles to success. Embracing a growth mindset helps you stay focused on the process of learning and improvement rather than fixating on immediate outcomes or results. Finally, accountability plays a significant role in maintaining lifelong focus. It's essential to surround yourself with supportive individuals who encourage your growth and hold you accountable to your goals. Whether through a mentor, coach, or accountability partner, having someone who helps you stay focused and committed to your progress can significantly enhance your success. Regular check-ins, feedback, and encouragement can provide the motivation and reinforcement you need to stay on track, even when the road gets difficult. In conclusion, committing to lifelong focus practices is essential for achieving sustained personal growth. It requires consistent effort, mindfulness, and the development of mental resilience. Through deliberate practice, clear intention, and incremental progress, you can strengthen your ability to stay focused on your goals over the long term. By embracing rest, prioritizing a healthy lifestyle, and nurturing a growth-oriented mindset, you ensure that your focus practices support your overall well-being and cognitive performance. Ultimately, the journey toward personal growth is one of ongoing commitment and focus, and by making focus a daily practice, you can continue to evolve and reach your full potential. Chapter 10. Track your focus progress to continuously improve and refine. Tracking your focus progress is an essential part of the continuous improvement process. It's not enough to simply hope that you're becoming more focused over time. Without measurable indicators of your progress, it's easy to fall into a cycle of stagnation where you believe you're doing well but aren't necessarily improving. Tracking allows you to evaluate where you stand, understand your strengths and weaknesses, and refine your strategies accordingly. It's not just about monitoring performance, but actively using that data to evolve your strategies and become more effective at staying focused, enhancing productivity, and maintaining a sharp mind. Our brains are remarkable organs, capable of constant adaptation. This ability is known as neuroplasticity. The more we repeat behaviors or focus on certain tasks, the stronger the neural pathways associated with those tasks become. Tracking your focus allows you to create a feedback loop that reinforces positive behaviors and allows you to identify where adjustments are necessary. Just as athletes track their performance metrics to refine their training, you can track your focus to fine-tune your mental performance. The first step in tracking your progress is to set specific, measurable goals. These goals should not only be related to the tasks you want to complete, but should also include milestones related to the improvement of your focus itself. For instance, instead of simply saying, "I want to be more focused," you might set a goal such as, "I want to improve my ability to focus on a single task for 30 minutes without distractions by the end of the month." This provides you with a concrete target to aim for and a way to measure your success. There are several ways to track your focus, but the most effective methods are those that allow for self-reflection and consistent evaluation. One popular technique is the use of a focus journal. This could be as simple as noting down your daily focus activities, tracking how long you are able to stay focused, and noting any distractions you encountered. At the end of the week or month, reviewing this journal gives you a clear sense of your progress, showing you where you are succeeding and where you may need to make improvements. A more specific tracking technique involves using a time blocking method. By breaking down your day into dedicated time blocks for specific tasks, you are able to measure the amount of time you successfully stay focused versus the amount of time you spend distracted. This provides a clear visual representation of your progress and highlights the areas where you may need to spend more time focusing. For instance, if you consistently find yourself getting distracted during a particular time of day or during a specific type of task, you can adjust your routine accordingly. Perhaps you need to take more breaks, change your environment, or adjust the way you're approaching certain tasks. Another helpful tool for tracking your focus is the Pomodoro technique. This technique involves working in short bursts, typically 25 minutes of focused work followed by a 5-minute break. After 4 Pomodoros, you take a longer break. By tracking how many Pomodoros you complete each day, you can evaluate your ability to sustain focus over time. If you notice a pattern of decreasing productivity after a few Pomodoros, it may be an indication that you need to adjust your focus practices or take longer breaks between sessions. When tracking your progress, it's also crucial to track your energy levels. Focus is not just a mental skill, it's closely tied to your physical and emotional energy. If you're mentally exhausted or emotionally drained, your ability to maintain focus will be compromised. Keeping track of how you feel before and after periods of intense focus can help you identify patterns that may be hindering your ability to stay focused. You may notice, for example, that you're consistently more focused after a good night's sleep or after engaging in physical exercise. These insights allow you to make more strategic decisions about how you manage your energy throughout the day. Equally important is the practice of tracking emotional distractions. Emotional disruptions, whether they stem from personal issues, work stress, or self-doubt, can significantly hinder your focus. Emotional intelligence, which involves recognizing and managing your emotions, plays a crucial role in maintaining focus. Tracking your emotional states throughout the day can help you pinpoint moments when your emotions are derailing your focus. By understanding how different emotions affect your ability to concentrate, you can begin to implement strategies for managing these emotions and minimizing their impact on your focus. You can also incorporate cognitive exercises into your tracking system. For example, mental tasks such as memory exercises, puzzles, or problem-solving tasks can serve as a way to measure your mental clarity and focus. By keeping a record of how you perform on these tasks over time, you can gauge improvements in your cognitive abilities and spot areas for further development. These exercises, while seemingly unrelated to your main focus goals, strengthen the neural networks responsible for concentration, attention, and mental endurance. As you track your progress, it's important to understand that setbacks are a natural part of the process. Improving focus is not linear. There will be days when your mind is sharp, and days when distractions seem overwhelming. Tracking helps you identify these fluctuations, allowing you to see patterns in your performance. When you have data to reflect on, it's easier to identify external factors, such as sleep patterns, stress, or workload, that may be impacting your ability to focus. This data also provides you with the insight you need to adjust your approach and improve over time. Tracking can also enhance motivation. The act of monitoring your progress and seeing incremental improvements can fuel your desire to continue working toward your focus goals. It creates a sense of achievement that drives you to push further, reinforcing the connection between effort and success. Likewise, when you face a setback, tracking allows you to pinpoint where things went wrong and to refocus your efforts. Rather than feeling discouraged by a bad day, you can treat it as an opportunity for learning and refinement. One critical component of tracking your focus progress is setting regular reviews. Simply tracking data without taking the time to reflect on it is a missed opportunity. Set aside time weekly or monthly to review your progress. This is when you analyze your focus journal, time blocking results, and any other data you've collected. The purpose of this review is to identify patterns and trends. Are you improving over time, or are there areas where you're consistently struggling? What strategies are working well, and which ones need refinement? These regular reviews give you a chance to make necessary adjustments. For example, if you notice that you're consistently distracted during a certain time of day, you might consider shifting your schedule to tackle more demanding tasks when you're at your peak mental energy. If you find that you're struggling with certain types of tasks, it may indicate that you need to implement additional strategies or skills to stay focused. Refining your focus practices through tracking and review is not a one-time process. It's an ongoing cycle of learning, adaptation, and improvement. As your brain adapts and strengthens the neural connections associated with focus, the tracking process becomes increasingly valuable. The data you gather will not only reflect improvements in your ability to concentrate,